This is Politics with Laura. I have been trying to find a way to even wrap my mind around the situation that happened down in Texas, and just to even for it to seep in here. It was so horrific that, to my understanding, that the people had to be identified. And the parents, I have to give it up to them, because they're not hiding. They're out in front of this, just saying how sorry they are for what their son did. For what their son did. To the families, to the community. There is nothing that they can do to bring anything back. And within that, they lost their son as well. You know, people can do something so horrible, and it's very difficult to separate the person from the act. Their son did this horrible thing, but they still love their son. But they don't like what they hate what he did, but they love their son. It's like, how do you take that horrific act and put that, and it is, and it's just beyond comprehension. Now, I'm trying not to be emotional about this. I'm trying very hard. I'm trying my very best to wrap my head around this, as I said earlier. Forgive me if I'm repeating myself. It's just beyond comprehension. So what I will do is I will do this. Not to be so emotional as I go through this. Not easy, but I will do my very best. Now, the father, it appeared that Salvador, the boy's name is Salvador, or Salvador. He was a troubled young man. COVID, by having the restrictions and staying in, has done a lot to him up here. As a lot of young people had a lot going on up here. But the way he handled it was horrific. Another thing, he was bullied. And people have, not people, well, yeah, people too, because adults bully too. And when adults bully, they normally put that trickle that down on their children, and then their children become replicas of their parents, and then they go in society and just bully other people until somebody smacks them upside their head, and then they change their ways. But however, children are not taught to defend themselves. In my day, I was taught to defend myself. I was not allowed to run home without fighting. If I fought and got beat up, that's one thing. But if I ran away, no. I had to defend myself. And nowadays, we have this. We do not defend ourselves. We just keep it within inside of us until we either explode. And exploding could be something really small or really big. In the case of Salvador Ramos, it was big. Huge. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. This is just so horrific. But the father said something rather interesting. He said he should have killed me. And as I went through the article, I get why he said that. He left the home several years ago. Whatever happened, he and his wife couldn't get along. And he didn't get along with his mother. Now, I really wish that he, knowing that he didn't get along with his mother, that he got his son and let him live with him so that he would be able to straighten him out. Now, I'm not going to go down that road. I'm going to do that some other time, address that, because I have my own feelings towards men who do not, or for whatever reason, break up with their wives and then they leave, but they have an understanding that there's a problem with the children or child and the mother. And for some reason, they're not getting along. I really wish men would say, okay, let me go ahead and take the child and raise him or her. Let me try. And women, I really hope that you allow them to do that. Okay. I'm done with that. Now, the boy dropped out of school because he was being bullied. But the interesting part was this. This is what got me. The father had streams up of his son's graduation, and I think the streams were blue and white. I don't know if that was the school colors or if that was to represent the El Salvadorian flag. I'm not sure. But then again, let me see, El Salvador? I don't know if they were El Salvadorian or not. I'm speaking at the side of my neck. But the mother and the father both came out and said, I am sorry what my son did. I got to give them credit. That was big. Many people whose children go out and do big horrific things, many of them do not come out and apologize for their children's actions. And they're out in front of this. The mother was in a car. She was saying how sorry she was for what her son did. The father came out and said the same thing about what both their son did. I can't even imagine the level of guilt, hurt, and pain that is on the parents. Now, one of them lost their mother because the first person who he killed was the grandmother. And I'm wondering what kind of relationship they had. The first person who he killed was her. No one would ever know. Why was she the first person who he killed? Then he jumps into a van, drives, hits a ditch at a school, gets out, and kills a bunch of fourth graders. And it was so bad to where, it was so bad to where the children or the people, the adults too, everyone needed to be identified. Oh my goodness. I thought long and hard about whether if I wanted to do this story or not, and I was like, no, I don't want to do it. I thought about Ethan Crumbley. Because Ethan Crumbley, that boy was so failed. He was failed by his parents, the school, the community. That boy went in there in Michigan and killed his classmates. The superintendent and principal both knew. The teachers did their jobs by reporting it, but everyone else failed him. And the school was the first front line of defense because you can get some kind of help. but not to the level to where the school can give, because they have a lot of pull and they didn't do it. But I digress. It just made me think about Ethan Crumbley. What happened in Michigan. I'm just thinking that if the father had Salvador, would this even have been an issue? Now, the father, he was out there trying his best to make some money. He was out there digging ditches for poles. I think it was electric poles. He was out there digging ditches. COVID came in and zapped up a lot of the jobs. That's all I can say. But he was with his girlfriend. I don't know. If you have any thoughts on this, you want to add something to this? Please like, subscribe, add something. If you think that I missed a part of the story, or if you just want to chime in and say whatever. On that note, I want to thank you for stopping by.